Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
A reader decides to stick with their PS4 and blames Sony's lack of recent announcements for convincing them to just wait for the PS6. The PlayStation 5 will be 4 years old this Christmas, and as we all know, things are not going well. It's easily outselling the Xbox Series X/S, but beyond that, console sales are down, and Sony has barely announced any new games in the last 3 years, and half of those have been live service games nobody wants. This is all very different from the PlayStation 4, which is my favorite console ever and definitely Sony's best in terms of the exclusive games released for it. Although there's less cross-gen games being released than there were, a lot of games are still coming out for it, and I still feel perfect happy with it as my main console. Normally at this stage, I'd be thinking it's time to upgrade to the next generation, but the whole concept makes no sense to me anymore. There's very few games that I want to get, the console is super expensive, and it's probably going to be outdated by the PS5 Pro in just a few months. And that's probably going to be made obsolete by the PlayStation 6 far sooner than I thought. There's been a lot of talk of the console business not growing enough, but I never hear anyone trying to explain that by the simple fact that it's too expensive. Normal people can't drop hundreds on a new console whenever they want, especially when times are tough, and especially when the Sony are acting weird and there's so few new games being announced. We're 4 years into the PlayStation 5, and all that makes me think is that I should probably just skip it and wait for the PlayStation 6. Especially as it'll be backwards compatible, so I can just catch up on what I've missed then. Which at the moment is Spider-Man 2 and not much else, since I've already played Horizon Forbidden West and God of War Ragnarok on my PlayStation 4. I can't imagine my situation is all that unique, so I wonder if this is one of the main reasons for PlayStation 5 console sales falling off quicker than expected. Some people try to pretend exclusives don't matter, but they really do. Not just the games themselves, but the sense they give that the console maker knows what they're doing. And at the moment both Sony and Xbox seem clueless. It's not such a disaster that I wouldn't consider the PlayStation 6, but I hope by that point, probably in only 2 or 3 years, that Sony would have sorted themselves out and all this live service garbage will have fallen out of fashion. Although I know what I would be interested before that, and that's the Switch 2. Depending on the price, I would definitely consider that, since I have every faith that Nintendo will provide a steady stream of good exclusives games to play. New God of War game underway as developer continues hiring spree. Games inbox, should PS5 games go multi-format? Top Xbox exclusive, coming to PS5, with announcement next week claim sources. Sony isn't publishing LEGO Horizon Adventures on Switch, but getting someone else to do it. For me, that's what I want from a console, and I feel that Sony has lost sight of that this generation. They seem to think their only role is to exist, and that should be enough for people to flock to their hardware. Well, not for me. Not this generation. By Reader Collins. The reader's features do not necessarily represent the views of Game Central or US News. You can submit your own 500 to 600 word reader feature at any time, which if used will be published in the next appropriate weekend slot. Just contact us at gamecentral@metro.co.uk or use our Submit Stuff page and you won't need to send an email. More, Microsoft should sell its Xbox business to Nintendo Readers feature. More, Sony should release all their PS4 games for Nintendo Switch 2 Readers feature. More, the best video game of the year is not what you think Readers feature. Sign up to all the exclusive gaming content, latest releases before they're seen on the site.